mean, it feels fine. Probably just a little bit on the tight side, but tomorrow is going to be important for track position. I think it's going to be incredibly difficult to pass, so just going to have to figure out a way to get it, and then everybody else is going to be wanting it too. So we'll just see what we can do there.
Does this place give you an opportunity to flip stages and capitalize on track position to start the second and third stages?
I don't know. I haven't looked at that. That's a Derek question for sure. I feel like, ultimately you can have a 30th place car on speed, and if somehow the cycle or the pit strategy works for you, you can end up with a really good day. So I think that's going to be a Derek question, and those guys, I know they were joking all week. Whatever gives you the most track position with a full tank of fuel in that last run is what you're going to want.
How did it feel not being able to get out there and practice and run today and be ready to go tomorrow? Any difference on not being able to practice yesterday?
I think we would have liked to have been able to, just to work through some different combinations that I think we were going to want to try. But ultimately I think it was a good thing for sure, because it's a direction to try and look between all three cars and find a little bit more. But at that point, I felt like they were pretty close off the truck. We just had to find a little bit more roll speed. It's like go-kart racing, man. You just got to, whoever rolls the center the fastest carries it all the way down the straightaway. So didn't think I'd ever have to take something I did when I was 8 years old and do it when I was 34.
RFK was really, really strong at Michigan and Pocono, the longer tracks, horsepower tracks similar to this. And Chris said he was also looking forward to this race, kind of for weeks. So is there a lot of, in prepping for this race in the 60 team, is there a lot of similarities to those tracks that you can use here?
No, I think this one's kind of its own. I mean, if it was going to be similar, it would be turn 3 at Pocono. So that would be the one that would come out in my mind. But, for us, it's definitely this is a good track to capitalize, maximize track position, do all those things right, and potentially have a good day. So it seems like we're probably not going to have the best starting spot, but Derek and those guys have done a great job for the beginning of these races and trying to get our track position.
I know you're not a huge fan.
What kind of do you look forward to whenever you get to go there?
Yeah, no, I'm excited to go back there. We had a really good race there last year, led laps, and was in contention, so hopefully we can go back and do the same thing.
And then are you potentially looking at that or something, a track like that as a place where you can grab that win?
Yeah, I think it should be a good opportunity for us, but, we've proven that when we get, when we execute and we have our car like we need to, we can run up front.
Coming to the Brickyard 400, driving for a Penske-affiliated car and team.
Yeah, definitely. We want to have a good showing. Obviously, we have PPG on the board too, and they're title sponsor, presenting sponsors of the race. So, without a doubt, we want to have a good run.
You said talked about execution. You guys have had the speed, maybe not necessarily the finishes all year. Where do you feel like you guys are now as a team, and do you feel, what do you kind of need more to get ready for the playoffs in a couple of weeks?
A little bit of both, probably. I think we're going to a lot of good racetracks coming up. Obviously, Iowa, Richmond come to mind as two, before the end of the playoffs start, that I think should be good tracks for me. And then that first round of the playoffs, I think, is good tracks for us that we've ran well at. And obviously the Team Penske cars were really good at Gateway. We were good at Darlington earlier this year before we got wrecked. I think, we're not in a bad position. Obviously, we'd love to, have some better finishes here or there, but ultimately that's not going to matter when the points reset.
Practice, how did the car feel? What's your confidence level heading in here?
I feel okay. I don't really feel too great about it. We were really looking forward to having an actual practice yesterday where we could tune on the car a little bit more and not be so rushed. But I thought Miles did a good job, made some good adjustments and got us better. We probably overstepped it a little bit in qualifying, but looks like we'll be mid-pack. Tomorrow's going to come down to executing and having strategy and saving fuel and all the things we saw last year. So you never know what could happen.
What do you feel like, generally speaking?
You alluded to it a couple questions ago, but with practice being today instead of yesterday, what would that extra day allow you guys to be able to do to the car and experimenting and so on?
You can just actually work on it. Now we just, we're limited to rounds and maybe a little adjustment on the sway bar. So it would give us the opportunity to maybe try a couple of different packages. I'm not exactly sure what all we had drew up, and you're definitely not as rushed, right? 20 minutes goes by quick if you're trying to make a 10 or 15 lap run and then come in here, swap tires. It's a lot you're trying to do there in a short amount of time. So, but unfortunately, we were going to have that, but the weather didn't cooperate.
I know the IMS track president had wrote a letter to the Wood brothers asking them to bring your Darlington throwback scheme for this race. Clearly you didn't, but was any serious thought given to doing that?
We're happy to have PPG on board this weekend, right? They're presenting sponsor of the race and been a good partner with the Wood brothers now, and as well as Team Penske. So we're more than happy to carry their colors this weekend.
My Place Hotels is proud to be the official hotel partner of Frontstretch. With plush beds, in-room kitchens, and pet-friendly hotels, My Place makes for the perfect pit stop when traveling. Frontstretch fans can use promo code Frontstretch to save 10% on your stay at any of our nationwide properties. Sign up for our Stay Rewarded program to get even more savings. With My Place Hotels, don't just stay rewarded.
Jared Haas with Frontstretch.com. Come back more for some great racing video content. And if you like us, don't forget to hit that subscribe button.